This video is on factoring trinomials by grouping, specifically trinomials of the form ax squared plus bx plus c when you have a coefficient in front of the x squared. As you all know, when you have an x squared in front without a coefficient, then what you do is you find two numbers that multiply to 5 and add to 6. So the only factors of 5 are 5 and 1. So I would do x plus 5 times x plus 1. So, but if I have something like 4x squared plus 11x minus 3, I can't find two factors of 3 that add to 11 because one of them is going to be multiplied by something that isn't 1. So I could do the guess and check method where I list all the factors of 4 and then multiply them by all the factors of 3, but that is time consuming and there is an easier way to do it. So what I can do is I can take the coefficient of the x squared times the constant, which is 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. And then what I'm going to do is find factors of that negative 12 that add up to 11. So if I had 4 and negative 3, that is going to add up to 1, so that's not right. And if I did 6 and negative 2, that's going to add up to 4, also not right. So, but what if I did 12, negative 1? 12 minus 1 is going to be 11, so that is the set of factors that I'm looking for. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 11x and I'm going to break it up into a 12x minus x, because as you can see, that's going to add up to 11x. But that allows me to factor by grouping because now I have 4 terms here. So I'm going to group these guys together, and these guys together, but I won't put the parentheses there yet. So first I'm going to take 4x squared plus 12x. Now, since I have a negative sign here, I have got to pull out negative from both of these, x plus 3. So now I'm going to look for the GCF of this group. 4 and 12 are both divisible by 4, and x squared and x are both divisible by x. So my common factor is 4x. Then I have x plus 3 minus x plus 3. So you have to be careful when you get to a place like this. I can think of this as multiplying a negative 1 times the x plus 3, just for the purposes of factoring. So this has a coefficient of negative 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the x plus 3, like I'm factoring it out. And then I'm going to be left with 4x minus 1. And that would be the factored form of this polynomial. That didn't require any guessing or any trial and error. So let's go through another one of these. This time I'm going to write down the steps as I go. So first off, I'm going to multiply by the constant. So that's going to be 6 times negative 10 equals negative 60. Then I'm going to find factors of the product that add to the coefficient of the middle term. So factors of negative 60. Since it's negative 9, I'm going to make the bigger one negative. So I could have negative 60 and 1, but that's not going to add up to negative 9. Negative 20 and 3, that would add up to negative 17. Negative 15 and 4, so I should have had sorry, I wrote this wrong in my notes. So what I'm going to have is factors that are adding up to negative 11. So those ones add up to negative 11. And so then I would factor by grouping. So I'm going to take the 6x squared minus 15x plus 4x minus 10. So then I'll pull group these and then pull out the common factor from each group. The common factor in here, there's an x, and both of these are divisible by 3. So I'm going to be left with 2x minus 5. I can pull out a 2 from this one. Then I'll have 2x minus 5 again. And so now if I pull out the 2x minus 5 from both terms, I'm going to get 2x minus 5 times 3x plus 2. So that last step is to rewrite the middle term and factor by grouping. I'm going to do one final example where you have to factor out a constant first. So go ahead and erase all of this. I have 6x squared plus 16x plus 10. All of those are divisible by 2. So right away I can pull out a 2. Then I'll have 3x squared plus 8x plus 5. So now I'm just going to focus on this polynomial for now. So 3x squared plus 8x plus 5. If I multiply the coefficient of x squared times the constant, I'm going to get 15. So now I want factors of 15 that add up to 8. Well, 15 doesn't have a whole lot of factors, so your choices are 15 and 1 or 5 and 3. And these ones are the ones that add up to 8. So then I'm going to split this middle term. And I think I'll put the 3x here. I could choose whatever order I wanted, but that is going to give me a 3 as part of the GCF here and a 5 over there. So now when I group these, over here I'll pull out 3x and get x plus 1. And for this one I'm going to pull out a 5 and get x plus 1 as well. So then I pull out the x plus 1 from both terms. But for the final answer, I have to take that 2 and add that back here. So that's how you would factor by grouping if you have a constant factor. Just want to make sure that you remember that if you pulled it out, you need to put it back in. And that concludes section 6.4.